Hello, my little couch potatoes, and welcome back to the comfiest courtroom on the internet. I'm your host, Llama, and it's time for dramatic testimony, overruled objections, and absolutely unqualified opinions. So grab your snuggiest blankets, some delicious snacks, and get ready to watch court with your internet besties. This is Couch Court with Llama after dark. So, the USA versus Sean Diddy Combs trial started this week, and there are no cameras or video allowed. But every news network around the world is there and giving live updates of everything going on inside the courtroom. Tonight, we're going to be covering days 4 and 5. I don't even know how this is going to go. I'm going to go with probably not great. It's probably going to be horrible, you guys. But we're going to go through these updates together. So, the last couple days have been something in regards to this trial. Sorry. Prepare yourselves. Prepare yourselves all to be a little, probably enraged. It's enraging. But before we get into that, if you haven't yet, please like this video to appease the YouTube gods, and be sure to click the subscribe button and the notification bell so you never miss when we go live or drop an episode. Okay, so let's get started with what you all are really here for. So it's the fourth day of the Sean Diddy Combs sex trafficking trial in New York. The prosecution completed their questioning of star witness Cassandra Ventura, better known as R&B singer Cassie, and she will be facing cross-examination today. She broke down in tears in court as she described her personal shame at taking part in freak-off sex sessions for Sean Combs, and also accused him of raping her as their relationship came to an end. With the trial underway, Combs remains jailed in Brooklyn, where he has been since his arrest in September. The 55-year-old has pleaded not guilty to charges of sex trafficking, racketeering conspiracy, and transportation to engage in prostitution, and strenuously denied all allegations of sexual abuse. Okay. If convicted, he faces at least 15 years and up to life in prison. Now, Anna Stavio is the defense lawyer asking questions for the defense. She starts by asking Miss Ventura about her relationship with Sean Combs, which was on and off for about 11 years until 2018. Miss Estivo asks if she and Combs were in love, to which Miss Ventura replies, yes. Estivo points out that Miss Ventura has called the defendant by his first name, Sean, during her time giving evidence so far. Of course she's going to be on a first name basis with him. Quote, there were other names like Puff Daddy, Diddy, but you called him Sean, Miss Estivo replies. Yes, is the reply. Of course it is. Asked if she knew the real Sean and the Sean others didn't see, she again replies yes to both questions. Oh, I think she saw some sides of him that maybe there are some people who did not see, that we're all seeing now. Oof. You knew a version of him the public didn't know, Miss Estivo says. Correct. The defense lawyer then puts it to Miss Ventura that she knew how special she was to him. This time, however, she answers no. Miss Ventura, who is wearing a light-colored blouse and a coat in court today, agrees that it hurt when Combs lied to her and cheated on her. Yes, girl, it does. It does. Asked if she put up with this for 11 years, she says she didn't for the entire time, but tells the court that yes, she kept going back to him. She says she spent a lot of time feeling hurt in the early stages of their relationship, and that she fell in love with him quickly. Oh, this is a tale as old as time, guys. Tale as old as time. Before you go judging her, statistically, it takes someone 7 times to get out of an abusive relationship. And that's just a normal one for us average folks. I can only imagine how hard it would be and how many times to get away from a guy like this who has all the money, all the power, can find you. I don't think we can entirely relate here. The court is now hearing about messages exchanged by Cassie Ventura and Sean Diddy Combs during their relationship. Early on in their 11 years together, they would send loving messages, jurors were told. Love bombing. Combs referred to Miss Ventura as baby girl, the court hears, and in one message to her BlackBerry from 2009, he says, "I love you so much, it makes me cry." In another email exchange from 2010, Miss Ventura tells him she is going to sleep and that she loves him. And he replies, "I love you so much, it consumes my life." In another message from 2009, she tells him, "I love you so much, I can't wait till we don't care anymore." Asked what she meant by this, she tells the court they were not open about their relationship at this point. On Tuesday, she told the court Combs was in a relationship with his longtime partner, Kim Porter, around the time they started dating. Miss Ventura now tells the court she would travel to see him and that they had long breaks away from each other. Asked why she wanted to spend so much time with him, she replies, "Because I fell in love with him. He was charismatic, a big personality, larger than life." The beginning of their relationship was really fast-paced and scary, she says. But the more time she spent with him, she saw what she thought was his real personality coming out. Sweet and attentive. Aren't they always? Aren't they always at first? Estivo asked Cassie about the freak-off allegations that have been central to this case. Miss Ventura has alleged she endured hundreds of sex sessions with escorts under the influence of alcohol and drugs, and that these were directed by Sean Combs, 55, while they were together. Miss Estivo asked Miss Ventura why she first agreed to take part, and she tells the court that at the time, she wanted to make Combs happy. Jurors here, she told Combs, who had 6 children at the time, that she hoped they would one day have a child together. Oh boy, dodge a bullet with that one. The defense lawyer puts it to her that Combs opened up her world tremendously. Miss Ventura responds in a different way. "To make him happy, you said you wanted to do freak-offs?" Miss Estivo says. "No, it was a lot more than that," Miss Ventura responds. At this time, the judge calls for a quick break. This comes after the discussion turned to messages about the freak-off sex session. In one, Cassie Ventura told Combs she was always ready to freak off. She has told the court that she never wanted to take part in these sex sessions with escorts, but did so to please Combs at first, and later because she was scared of the repercussions of not doing so. Oof. I would be too. I would be too. We've heard about some of the things he's done. I would be nervous too. Cassie could be seen whispering to the judge before the break was called, just an hour in today's hearing. The sudden break came just as attorneys for Combs were showing the court explicit emails between the former couple from 2009. A graphic message from Ms. Ventura to Combs drew an objection from prosecutors, which the judge sustained. The email appears to be an effort on behalf of Combs' lawyers to undermine Ms. Ventura's repeated claims that she did not want to participate in the freak-offs. The hearing has now resumed. Back on the witness stand, Cassie is being asked about sexually explicit messages exchanged with Sean Combs. We are not going to include all the content of these messages here tonight, but I'm sure you can find them somewhere else. I don't know if we really need to do that. They're already going to be something, okay? I don't know if we need to go that far, but here's what we do have for you. "Can't wait," Miss Ventura said in one message, talking about taking part in a freak-off. In another message, Combs told her he was horny, and she replied, "OMG, I was just about to text you the same thing." In one, she told him, "I'm sorry, I'm nervous. I feel like I want to fuck." In one message, the court hears Miss Ventura told Combs she just deleted our little vid off her camera, calling it dope. She had previously alleged in court that the rapper used videos of her sexual encounters with male escorts to blackmail her. Jurors now hear about an email sent in 2009 in which Miss Ventura seems to be expressing conflicting feelings about taking part in the freak-off sex sessions with escorts. In the email, she told Combs she needed to trust him, quote, beyond it just being sexual, end quote. That in order to be more open sexually, quote, I need to feel safe, like home, end quote. She told him the last time was a mistake, but since has made me feel a little dirty and grimy as opposed to sexual and spontaneous. This was the reason she was going back and forth in my mind with wanting and not wanting to do it, she wrote. At first, when they were so in love, there was no questions asked. It felt right. She told him, I get nervous that I'm just becoming the girlfriend that you get your fantasies off with. Yeah. I mean, yes, it sounds like she's into it at first, but then after a while, she's not. And then that's when you start to have this line of, is this really consensual? She's not having a good time. She's doing it to appease him because she's scared of him. I mean, that's, if your partner is in that place, then what you're doing is at this point not okay. Estivo asked her in court if this was an important part of their relationship. Miss Ventura says it was an integral part. Estivo asked Cassie about her 21st birthday in August 2007. She previously told the court this is when Sean Combs, who was 37 at the time, first kissed her. Asking if she was a successful 21-year-old, Miss Ventura says she was trying. Ms. Estivo asked about her first self-titled album, which was released in 2006. She says it did well and agrees that in 2007 she was a celebrity in her own right, a model as well as a singer and well-known. She had been in the industry for about 3 years by this point, she says, and was doing well financially. Asked if she was an up-and-coming star, she replies, I guess you could say that. The court hears again that when she signed to Combs' record label, Bad Boy, their relationship was platonic at first. At the time, she was in a relationship with another musician who had introduced them. Estivo returns to the freak-off sex sessions the jury has been told about repeatedly. Oh, so many times. In her testimony, Cassie has told the court she would wear wigs and masks, and Miss Estivo asked her about this now, and if she wanted to be discreet. The encounter itself was pretty crazy. I did not want anyone to know, Miss Ventura replies. I can't blame her. I mean, people do judge other people on their sexual preferences and escapades, and I can understand not wanting to maybe tell everyone about it. And did Diddy have her sign like an NDA or something? I feel like he also probably did. I don't know. The defense lawyer then asked about her lawsuit. Ms. Ventura sued Combs in a civil case in November 2023, which is when her allegations about him were first made public. Combs settled the following day for what was at the time an undisclosed amount. His criminal case, which is the trial that's happening right now, was told yesterday that Ms. Ventura received $20 million. That's right, you guys. The day after it was filed, how much money you want? Because he didn't want none of this coming out. And here we are. Here we are. Ms. Estivo asked if Ms. Ventura understood that Combs' career was ruined when the lawsuit was publicized in 2023. Ruined? He is, like, isn't he a billionaire? Like, he's going to get all sorts of royalty. Your career is ruined. I mean, your reputation, yes. Yes, but you have a buttload of money. Okay, don't act like you're suffering, sir. Miss Ventura replies, I could understand that. Lawyers for Combs are painting his sexual preferences as part of a swingers lifestyle that has been mentioned previously during the trial. I would not call this a swingers lifestyle. I don't think it's the same as what's going on here. Normally, all parties are consenting and having a good time. They're not worried about getting beat up or boyfriend's cars getting blown up or guns getting taken out. That's not what average swingers probably deal with. I don't think this is the same. And I think defense they're doing their job and trying to make it seem less harmless than what all this is. Anyway, people may not agree with it, they have said, but that does not make it sex trafficking. The court hears details about an exchange between Combs and Cassie from July 2012. In it, they talk about having sex with each other after freak-off sessions. Combs says this is his favorite part. After the freak, some of these last like 10 hours. Okay, all right, stamina. These people have some stamina. My goodness. SCFO asked Miss Ventura about the swingers lifestyle and if she understood that freak-offs, sex sessions with male escorts, were consistent with this. Miss Ventura says they are very different. Yes, they are they're very different things. Very different. Miss Estievo asked if she was keeping freak-offs a secret from her friends, and she says she was. Estievo asked Cassie about Combs' impact on her confidence. She puts it that the rapper would put her down, but also often build her up. Ooh, they always do. As high, as low. Absolutely, Miss Ventura replies, and acknowledges he called her a queen and sent many messages in a similar vein. Asked how he built her up, Miss Ventura responds, words were helpful. He's got that inspiring energy inside of him. Miss Estievo then asks about Combs' incessant calling. Miss Ventura says this could happen when she had not told him where she was when he was angry. Could be anything. Maybe he assumed I was cheating. I don't know. Control freak, anybody? A little controlling behavior. Miss Estievo calls for a break, but the judge asks her to continue for a bit longer. Her questions switch to drug taking, and she asks Miss Ventura if she believes Combs was an addict. She says she believes so and would say he was addicted to opiates. Miss Ventura has previously testified that she also used opiates and tells the court withdrawing is painful. You get super sick and you can't do normal things. Very true. So I've heard. She says she would be nauseous and have stomach issues. You become more agitated and uncomfortable. Combs' mood often depended on whether or not he was withdrawing from opiates, and he became more angry and volatile, she tells the court. I mean, yes, withdrawing from drugs is going to make you a very irate and angry, not your normal self. All right, it's bad news bears. That's why people don't like doing it. But not all addicts are abusive pieces of shit. All right, you being an abusive piece of shit is part of your personality. Okay, the drugs just kind of like bring it out more. Okay, because listen, he wasn't just like this way with Cassie. All right, look at all the long laundry list of stuff. We can't blame this all on drugs here. Get out of here. She says he also took drugs, including ecstasy, MDMA, and cocaine, but she wasn't aware of him being addicted to any of these. Asked how ecstasy makes you feel, she says euphoria, and that she would take it herself to be high during freak-offs. At this time, the judge calls lunch break. I'm sure the jury is very thankful for that. Before the hearing restarts, the judge becomes frustrated with Diddy's lawyers over how long they will continue cross-examining her, saying they should get a day and a half to question her, the same time the prosecution had. When the defense said they would need all day today and all day tomorrow to continue questioning, the judge responded, "That is the exact opposite of what I was told." In what universe did you not understand this is what was going to happen, he says. You're not telling me this was everyone's understanding, that this witness was going to be done this week. Earlier, the judge made it clear he wants to keep the trial moving quickly. Ms. Ventura is 8 months pregnant and has spent 2.5 days on the stand already. Yesterday, she broke down in tears towards the end of her evidence. I could not imagine being 8 months pregnant and on a stand for that many days. The pressure, the emotions, having to go to the bathroom all the time. It doesn't seem like they took a lot of breaks. Award for her. Jurors were then allowed to leave a little earlier because the judge understood questioning of Miss Ventura would be finished by the end of the week, he tells the legal teams. Cassie Ventura's Examination has resumed, and the court is hearing about more messages exchanged with Combs. Quote, "I love our FOs." That's code for freak-offs. Miss Ventura said in one text in 2017. Yes, they were just words at that point, she tells the court. The jury hears an exchange. Combs, "I want to freak off right now, LOL. Cassie, me too, LOL. I want to have fun with you. Combs, if you're not into it, no problem. Cassie, I love you." Well, this is in 2017. They started dating, what was it, like 2007, 9? This is towards the end where she's really not having a good time, and she's scared of him. Sometimes you just tell people what they want to hear, and you don't really mean it. And I think this was the area, right? Other text displayed in court shows Cassie calling Combs Pop Pop. Oh gosh. And in case you didn't listen to the other day, he asked her what she called her grandfather. She said Pop Pop, and he was like, "I want you to start calling me that." Gross. So gross and weird. Don't approve. Questioning turns to Kim Porter, another longtime partner of Combs. The rapper was with Porter, the mother of 4 of his children, when he met Cassie, she previously told the jury. SCFO asked her if there was a time when Combs left a freak off with Miss Ventura in order to see Porter, and also if she was jealous of her. "I had some jealousy of Miss Porter," Miss Ventura replies. Porter, who died in 2018 from pneumonia, and Diddy had 3 children, Christian King Combs, 27, and twin daughters, Delilah and Jesse Combs. The rapper also adopted her son, Quincy Brown, 33. The defense lawyer moves to April 2014 and asks about other women. Miss Ventura says she found out about her through social media and was really upset. I would be too. I understand that there's other women involved and all that, but like, he's beat her, he's done this stuff, you know. Does he do this to Kim Porter? Does he do this to the other women he's dating, or is it just her? You know, she's probably feeling like this plaything instead of a person, which I wouldn't be surprised if that's exactly what he thought of her. But that's just my opinion. Combs denied anything was happening when she asked him, she tells the court. Miss Estiavo says Combs did not have freak-offs with this woman and asked if this upset Miss Ventura. Yes, she replies. Probably, again, look, there could have been a different path. I get it. I mean, I don't get it. I've never been through something like this, but I could see where she's coming from here. She goes on to tell jurors Combs also learned she had been unfaithful, which was a little scary. So, of course, he can go do whatever he wants, but not her. No, no, no. The court hears another message sent by Cassie to Combs saying, "I'm just going to the pool. Wish we could have freak-offs before you left." The rapper's defense team is trying to show her involvement in sex sessions with escorts was consensual. Questions then move to the hip-hop mogul's children. He is 7 now, 6 during the time of his relationship with her. Oh my gosh, you guys, I don't even know if I've told you yet, but like his kids, who are adults, I think most, if not all of them, are adults now, but they're showing up to court every day to their dad's trial, hearing all of this. Ew. Ew, ew, ew. I don't think I could do that. Defense lawyer Anna Estiavo says Miss Ventura was upset that she didn't get to form a relationship with them, and she says this is true. It could be heartbreaking, she tells jurors when asked about seeing Combs with Kim Porter and their children. She says it is true she wanted to be part of his family, not just his sexual fantasy, as Miss Estiavo puts it. I mean, yeah, I could see that. I mean, she's pregnant with her 3rd child. That's what she wanted, you know? When asked if it was another woman she discovered Combs was seeing, who was the main problem in their relationship, she says yes. You were concerned you were a side piece, that you were not the main girlfriend, Miss Estievo says. Yes, Miss Ventura replies, and nobody wants to feel that way, especially when that person is beating the shit out of you all the time. Mm-mm. I mean, if they treated you better, it still wouldn't justify that, but like, this is a lot. This is a lot for being a side piece. You want to control where she is, who she's talking to, what she looks like. Mm. Miss Estievo, you were insanely jealous. Miss Ventura, I did say that. I expressed my feelings. That was who I was then. I was definitely jealous. Own it, girl. That's fine. I like people who own their little times of crazy, because we've all been jealous before. I don't care who you are. Everybody's been jealous at least once. All right. That doesn't mean you're a jealous person. Some people are jealous about everything, and that's like too much. But come on, we've all been jealous a time or two. Miss Ventura agrees that he could be more jealous than her, and he lost his temper when he suspected she was seeing other men. Oh, that's also usually what happens. Surprise. Questions turned to Scott Muscuddy, better known as the rapper Kid Cudi, who came up during the second day of Cassie's testimony yesterday. The court heard they dated briefly during a rough patch in Miss Ventura and Combs' relationship, which was on and off from 2007 to 2018. Remember, he allegedly threatened to blow up Kid Cudi's car, and Kid Cudi's car blew up. So, scary dude. Miss Estievo tells the court now that Combs thought collaborating with Kid Cudi might help her music career, and Cassie says now that yes, he put us together. Combs learned she was having a relationship with Miss Cudi in December 2011, the court hears. She admits having a burner phone to contact him and that we were not in the best place, meaning her and Combs at the time. She adds that they were on a break. I did not want him to find out. I thought it would be way too dangerous if he found out, Miss Ventura says. Because he would be insanely jealous, the defense lawyer asked. Yes, she replies. Oh, yeah, what? Why is his defense lawyer's like, was it because he was jealous? He said he was going to blow up this guy's car, and guess what? The car blew up. They haven't pinned it on him, but like, come on. What are the coincidences of a car blowing up? Okay, that's not just like a regular everyday thing. The court hears that despite her break with Combs, the freak-off sex sessions continued and he discovered her second phone. Miss Ventura alleges he attacked her after finding out. The court hears that after Combs discovered the affair, he allegedly attacked Miss Ventura and kicked her in the back. She then traveled to her parents' home in Connecticut. The defense lawyer asked if Combs was irate and particularly annoyed about the relationship because of Kid Cudi's status in the industry. The rapper rose to fame with the hit song Day and Night in 2008, and it had had 2 U.S. top 10 albums at this point, which was towards the end of 2011. But he put them up to do music together. Okay. Miss Ventura tells the court that the subject of cheating came up all the time during her relationship with Combs. Miss Estievo puts it that whenever Miss Ventura would accuse Combs of infidelity after 2011, he would retaliate by reminding her of Kid Cudi. Sure, Miss Ventura replies. Every holiday season, he would remember the anniversary of Kid Cudi, Miss Estievo says. Miss Ventura says she does not remember this happening as they didn't spend holidays together. Estievo now returns to Combs' relationship with another woman, the one that we mentioned earlier. Cassie saw a video of them together and was definitely angry, she tells the court. This came after the rapper had spent years saying he was done with this woman, Miss Estievo says, and Miss Ventura agrees. After this, she broke up with Combs and blocked him. Jurors here. Miss Estievo then puts it to her that Combs at one point suspected Miss Ventura was seeing actor Michael B. Jordan, who is known for films including Black Panther and Creed. Oh, those are both so good. I wasn't there to see, Miss Ventura responds when asked what his reaction was. She says he tried to make contact, but she can't remember if this was via text. Cassie tells jurors that her friends and her parents knew about her problems with Combs at different points. The hip-hop mogul went to her family home to speak to her parents to discuss their problems, jurors are told, and she says she was present for some conversations. What? He goes to her parents' house to talk about their relationship problems. What in the world? These are grown people, and he's probably like, what, barely younger than her parents at this point? Maybe like 10 years younger, if that? Weird. Estievo then asked if there was a time when they discussed getting off drugs. Miss Ventura says rehab wasn't really a thing in their relationship. She says they experimented with different drugs. The court hears that in the summer of 2016, Combs wanted her to stop taking so many drugs. Okay. Asked what his reaction was when he found out she had taken drugs with others without telling him, she responds, explosive. He told dealers in LA to stop selling to her, she says. And I bet he did. He has that kind of power. The court is now hearing about an alleged incident on a balcony, which was mentioned earlier in the trial. Combs has been accused of dangling one of Cassie Ventura's friends over a balcony at her apartment in a separate civil case. And this was mentioned by prosecutor Emily Johnson during her opening statements on Monday. Estievo now implies Miss Ventura did not see the alleged incident. Quote, you learned about this incident on the balcony after the fact, she says. I saw what I saw, Miss Ventura replies. Fashion designer Brianna Bana Bungolin filed a lawsuit against Combs in November last year, alleging that he dangled her over the railing of a 17th floor balcony at Miss Ventura's Los Angeles apartment in September 2016. Holy crap, that is freaking terrifying. Again, everybody wonders, why did she leave? This guy's a scary dude. That's just her friend. He has like no shame, apparently, about doing this publicly in front of people. Oh my gosh. The court hears from Cassie that Combs noticed side effects she was suffering due to drug use and recommended she see a doctor. She also says there were times he was concerned for her mental health. Oh, how thoughtful. I'm sure he was so concerned every time he hit her in her head with his fist. What a gentleman. Combs himself overdosed on opiate painkillers while at the Playboy Mansion in 2012, she confirms to the courtroom. Oh, really? The rapper being taken to the hospital was reported by outlets including entertainment site TMZ at the time, with Combs said then to have suffered an extreme migraine. Interesting. Cassie confirms that there were never any drugs contained in the baby oil used during the freak-offs with Combs, which has been said all around since all this came out. And maybe with her baby oil, it wasn't drugged, but we don't know if maybe, there was so much baby oil for years. Okay? So Cassie can only testify to what she knows. Combs was accused in a lawsuit last year of spiking the lubricant with GHB, commonly referred to as a date rape drug. Can the skin, though, absorb that? I don't know. Estievo returns to the time of the incident at the Intercontinental Hotel in Century City, Los Angeles, on March 5th, 2016. This is where CCTV captured Sean Combs allegedly attacking Cassie in a hallway near the elevator on the 6th floor while wearing just a towel and socks. Footage from the hotel was made public in May 2024, 4 months before Combs was arrested, and has been played in the court several times during this trial. The full CCTV was released by the court yesterday. Oh, I wonder if is the whole thing out? Does anybody know? If the whole video's out, will you tag the video in the comments? Because I've only seen what came out. It's very hard to watch, by the way. Very hard to watch. The court now hears about a sexually explicit message sent by Ms. Ventura to Combs on March 4th, the day before the alleged incident at the hotel. Combs responded, "Too bad you have to work, LOL." Jurors hear. Previously, the court has been told that Ms. Ventura had the premiere for her first feature film a few days later. It's a big day for her. SCVO tells the court Ms. Ventura then sent more explicit messages to Combs. SCVO is now delving deeper into messages sent between Cassie and Combs. This is when the rapper allegedly attacked Ms. Ventura as she tried to leave during the freak-off session. In the messages exchanged before, he said, "You look so sexy today." And this is all leading up to the Intercontinental incident, Ms. Estivo says. The court hears Ms. Ventura told him, "Baby, I want to freak off so bad, but I don't want to fuck myself up." And it would. She tells the court she didn't want him to think she didn't want to take part in a freak off and relented after he asked me over and over again. During her earlier questioning by the prosecution, Ms. Ventura said she was trying to keep Combs happy because she did not want to ruin her career with her film premiere coming up. I think that's reasonable. At this point, he has sent you loving messages. He attended a luncheon promotional event for your movie. He appears to be supportive of what you want to do. That is your interpretation? Ms. Estivo asked. Ms. Ventura says it is. The court hears more messages which suggest Combs did not want to get too high for anything sexual to happen, Ms. Ventura says. Estivo's final questions for today focus on drugs taken during the freak-off at the Intercontinental Hotel. Ms. Ventura says she does not recall the beginning of the session, but says they had most likely taken MDMA or ecstasy. Ms. Estivo asked if she had ever had bad ecstasy or MDMA, and Ms. Ventura replies, "Yes, you get sick." The defense attorney then asked if the drugs they had taken that day were a bad batch of MDMA, which raises an objection from the prosecution, but this is overruled by the judge. "I have no idea," Ms. Ventura replies. The defense seems to be suggesting Combs had been affected by the drugs he had taken at this point. Who believes that? Anybody believe that? I don't. After this, the jury is sent home and Ms. Ventura will return for continued cross-examination tomorrow. Oof, what a day 4 was. Oh my goodness. All right. On to day 5. Cassie Ventura is back on the stand and the defense's cross-examination continues. Defense attorney Anna Estivo picks up her line of questioning, asking about the period around the incident at the Intercontinental in March 2016. This is when the hip-hop mogul allegedly attacked Ventura as she tried to leave during the freak-off sex session. Estivo asked about Combs' drug use at that time, and Cassie says she believes he was intoxicated while at the hotel. The court is shown a text Cassie sent to Combs on March 10, 2016, in which she says, "When you get fucked up the wrong way, you always want to show me you have the power to knock me around. I am not a ragdoll. I am someone's child." That's right. That's right. Estivo moves on to an incident in which Combs is said to have believed Cassie was cheating on him in August 2018. And Cassie answers the relationship was over by then. When asked how Combs learned of their relationship, Cassie says she's not sure and says, "We were not in a great place. I was dating someone else. I'm not sure how he found out. He grabbed my phone and ran out of the car." Cassie says Combs then ran off with her phone and was gone for a couple of hours, later speaking with the man she was dating, who is described as a professional NFL player. SCFO used the word cheating in her description of the relationship, which Cassie says is incorrect, as it was a boyfriend-girlfriend relationship between her and her new partner. Cassie is then asked about a time she was dancing with Chris Brown, answering, "I don't remember it," adding she wasn't dancing with the singer. Ooh, girl, I have had nothing to do with Chris Brown. Ugh, yikes. At this point, the prosecution objects and the line of questioning moves on, with Cassie confirming there were other occasions when Combs took my phone, my car, my watch when he was angry with her. SCFO asked about Cassie learning of a recording of her out in the public and her concern it might have been a freak-off. SCFO says one of Combs' security staff was with her in Sedona, Arizona at the time, which was a trip to take a break from drugs and partying. Cassie agrees Combs was encouraging her to get to the bottom of it. A conversation is then played to the court of Cassie appearing to threaten a man she believes may have the video. Cassie asks him if he has it on his phone and then threatens him when he doesn't show it to her. She is heard saying, "Where is it? You are telling me nothing right now. You have it, or don't you have it? I want to fucking see that. It is my fucking life, and I will kill you. If you have it, pull it up, or I will kill you, and he will kill you again. I am tired of you talking shit." I mean, I would react that way if I thought somebody had a video of me that they weren't supposed to have. I'm just saying. I think a lot of us would. She goes on to accuse the man of playing games, adding, "I will kill you. I have never killed someone in my life, but you are fucking with me in my life now. I would show you the video. You are playing games because you said you saw the video. I will fuck you up, and it won't be by my hand." Estivo goes on to say Combs spent time and money to make the problem of the recording go away. Cassie says she doesn't know the details. An escort service used by Combs for his parties, Cowboys for Angels, is discussed, and the fact it appeared in a TV show called Gigolos. Sorry. Cowboys for Angels. What is it? That's ridiculous. What a ridiculous name for a service. Come on. Can do better. Cassie agrees she had been concerned that escorts involved in the Showtime program had also been invited to freak-offs and that there was the risk of details of the parties becoming more widely known. When asked about one escort who was featured and if they had been invited to a freak-off, Cassie says, "I've never seen the show, so I don't know." The line of questioning moves on to Cassie's use of drugs, and she tells the court she had been taking Suboxone for an opioid addiction since 2022. Cassie says she sought further help as an inpatient at Willow House, a rehabilitation center in Arizona, in 2023. She describes receiving EMDR, eye movement desensitization and reprocessing treatment once a week during her 45-day stay. Cassie says it helps recount memories and process them, adding, "They hook you up to a machine and it regulates your brain waves. It lets you complete a trauma that you cut off." The rehabilitation center describes itself as offering inpatient treatment for women experiencing a wide range of sex and intimacy issues, including love addiction, sexual compulsivity, unhealthy relationship patterns, sexual trauma, toxic relationships, and co-occurring mental health and substance abuse issues. Cassie says she was not treated for sex or love addiction. The court returns to text messages between Cassie and Combs, which had previously been mentioned in court during her cross-examination. In the April 2010 exchange, Cassie tells Diddy, "I want to talk to you about something tomorrow. Going to sleep. Love you." She confirms to his lawyer, Estivo, she was going to tell him she no longer wanted to be part of the freak-offs and was concerned he'd react badly. You think? She moves on to a text in which she suggested a freak-off with a girl, to which Combs answered, "What makes you want to do that?" The court hears that Combs was dating another woman called Gina during at least half of Cassie's relationship with him. In her lawsuit, Cassie alleges Combs raped her in 2018 after they had split up. She says she was dating her future husband, Alex Fine, by this time. Describing the allegation, Cassie agrees that Combs had been attempting to convince her to go to Burning Man Festival in Nevada and had taken her out for dinner at an Italian restaurant in Malibu in August 2018. She says it was after this meal Combs took her home and raped her. Cassie says Combs was acting strangely at dinner. She says she can't remember if he seemed anxious or not. She is asked by his lawyer, Estievo, if she believes that it was related to his bipolar disorder, and Cassie answers yes. I have thought, but I'm going to keep these to myself. A text message sent by Cassie to Combs the following day shows her using a heart emoji. Estievo asks if it's correct she went on to see Combs again, because you were together for so many years, because you can't just turn your feelings off, and you still had feelings for him at that point. And Cassie agrees. There is discussion of her dates, as the lawsuit Cassie filed says the rape happened in September, but she told prosecutors in April that the rape happened in August. It was in August, around the time of the meal, Combs sent a text saying, "I know I look bad to you. I could tell I didn't turn you on yesterday. I fell off." Ew. Ugh. When asked if she hates Sean Combs, Cassie says she does not. Estievo asks, "Do you still have love for him?" Cassie answers, "I have love for the past, what it was." Sean Combs has been paying close attention to today's cross-examination of Cassie, his partner of more than a decade. In court, he's been leaning in to read transcripts on the monitor in front of him. Cassie confirms she went on to see Combs on September 27, 2018, and that they had sex that night. She says her now husband, personal trainer Alex Fine, attempted to FaceTime her during the evening, and Combs saw who was calling. When asked if this was in the middle of intercourse, Cassie says she doesn't know. This was consensual, though this came after the alleged rape. She does confirm she later said she had a great night with Combs. She says she didn't tell her now husband she had been raped by Combs at the time, but that he punched a wall when she later told him. Diddy's defense team tells her, "We're almost finished." "Thank you," she responds. Focus now shifts to a series of messages between Diddy and Cassie on March 22nd, 2019. In them, Combs is congratulating Cassie, who says she was pregnant at the time. Combs writes, "Congrats, you will make a beautiful mother, God bless." In another message, he says, "Sending you love and a light, what a difference a year makes. Really happy for you. Have a blessed day." He, by the way, does not use any punctuation marks. He goes on to thank her for responding to his messages, saying, "It means more than you know. Please know I am always here if you need me." Ugh. Gross. In a longer message from Combs, he says, "I'm trying. Just had an operation. Hope this is the last one. I pray for the way we can sit down and I can let you know all the things I'm reflecting on. I thank God for the time we had together. You are the greatest woman in the world. Don't ever forget that." Bet he didn't feel that way when he was punching her in the head. In her responses, Cassie says, "I don't hate you. I never have." Combs says, "One day, I hope you can forgive me. We went hard. We are lucky to be alive. You deserve the world. I'm glad you found someone to love you and respect you." I mean, me too, really. When asked to explain the message, Cassie says, "We partied a lot," and also confirms that at the time she was still having addiction issues. SCFO finishes her line of questioning by reading out a message from Combs sent in September 2012. Referring to freak-offs, Combs writes, "Do you want to have our last freak-off tonight?" Cassie is asked to read out her response. "I don't want to freak off for the last time. I want it to be the first time for the rest of our lives." With that, cross-examination is over. Oof, boy. Cassie's redirect now begins, led by prosecutor Emily Johnson. She asks about the messages Cassie has been shown in court, with her and Combs showing love for each other. Cassie confirms Combs was indeed kind and loving, but when asked if that lasted, she says no. No surprise, it generally doesn't. Elaborating, she says, when those periods didn't last, there was a downswing, when he wasn't happy anymore. She explains how she was impacted by Combs' mood swings, saying, "I was affected in various ways. It affected my career. If he wanted to have a freak off, my career would take a back seat. I had to get myself ready, the room ready, the entertainment, the escorts, all the baby oil." Cassie says during their relationship, Combs would put her down, adding, "I was opened up to a world of chaos and his lifestyle, and I wanted approval. It was a whole other world I didn't know or understand at the time. It was a lot." Johnson refers to an explicit text she sent to Combs and asks, "Throughout your entire time with him, who did you want to have sex with?" Cassie replies, "Just him." The court is now hearing more details around the Intercontinental Hotel incident when Diddy allegedly beat and dragged Cassie in the hallway. Cassie tells prosecutor Johnson, "During the freak-off, he hit me in the eye and I left before he said it was over." She says Combs then followed me to the hallway and dragged me back. She describes how he was wearing a towel and socks. She says after the alleged incident that Diddy and his staff tried to contact her by phone and text. Oh, I bet they did. We now go back to August 2018 when Cassie alleges Combs raped her following a meal in Malibu. She is asked if she had a clear mind at the time, and she replies, "A lot was going on." Prosecutor Johnson goes on, "Do you have any doubt that Sean raped you?" Cassie says no. Johnson asks, "A few weeks later, did you have consensual sex with Sean?" Cassie said yes. When asked if Combs hit her during freak-offs, Cassie begins crying and answers yes. She says she wasn't able to say no to Combs, adding, "I worried for my safety. I didn't want to do it anymore." This is the last question from the prosecution. It's now the defense's team turn for a final round of questions. Estavio is now questioning Cassie for a final time. She asks about the world of chaos Cassie spoke of earlier, asking, freak-offs, drugs, and partying. By being with him, you could meet other people in the entertainment industry and go to fascinating places. Cassie says yes. Estevao goes on, "Stand by his side at the Met Gala, other opportunities for you. You had access to producers in the entertainment industry. Many others do you not have?" Cassie answers, "Sometimes, yes." She confirms she had a lot of studio time, during which she got to work with Kid Cudi, Nicki Minaj, and Rick Ross. She is asked if she participated in the freak-offs to make Combs happy, and she says yes. Estevao asks, "You believe that you were special in his life because you could give him that?" Cassie agrees. Estevao also asks, "You believe that you had a special place in his heart, and you believe that today?" Cassie says yes. Cassie is asked about other controlling behavior from Combs, both towards her and others. She says he was controlling towards other artists on his label, Bad Boy Records. Cassie left the label in 2019. She is also asked about Combs' blackouts, periods in which he says he was unable to remember things, including alleged violence towards her. Oh, wow, how convenient. Cassie says she believes he blacked out sometimes. Talking about the highly publicized security camera footage from the Intercontinental Hotel, SCFO calls the videos highly embarrassing to him too. SCFO asked if the plan was to have a short freak off on that night. I wonder what short means. If they usually go 10 hours, what is it, 5? Cassie says the plan was to start at 8 and end at 4. So 8 hours. Short. A short 8 hours. Anyway, Cassie says the plan was to start at 8 and end at 4. Take a Xanax and an Ambien and you will be okay. Okay. She says she was feeling overwhelmed by the civil lawsuit going on at the time. Prosecutor Johnson then asks if Cassie has any pending lawsuits, and Cassie says no. Johnson asks if she has any financial stake in the outcome of this trial. Cassie answers, absolutely not. SDFO adds, your name has been in the press and hard on Mr. Combs too. She asks if Cassie received a settlement over the incident and says she expects to receive $10 million maybe from the hotel. Cassie's time on the witness stand is now over and she leaves the court. Now it's time for the next witness. So we're now going to hear evidence from Special Agent Yasin Vinda, who has worked at Homeland Security Investigations for 5 years, where she is responsible for conducting criminal investigations into domestic incidents as well as crisis negotiations. Prosecutor Madison Smizer asked her about her search of the Park Hyatt Hotel in New York City following his arrest last year. She says room 2115 of the luxury 5-star hotel was searched at 11:30 p.m. on September 16, 2024, after a warrant was obtained. She describes the process to the court, saying they cleared the hotel room to make sure no one was there, and then took video and marked each room with a letter. Oh my gosh, what? People know how to investigate? Clearly, they're not from Canton, Massachusetts, or the Massachusetts State Police. So Karen, go watch our Karen Reed coverage. You'll get it. She says if an item was found, they would call a photographer to take a picture before putting it into an evidence bag. She says items were then brought into the office. The court has then shown the photos, which Binda confirms she recognizes. Exhibits include Ziploc bags filled with Johnson's baby oil and Astroglide. Ziploc bags? What? A hard drive. A lighting device she said she would describe as potentially mood lighting. 5 bottles of baby oil in the bathtub in the bathroom. A drawer with 2 bottles of lubricant. Bags of powder, which later tested positive for ketamine and MDMA. Again, so much baby oil. Okay. One of the exhibit pictures showed a black bum bag called a fanny pack containing $9,000 in cash. Binda shows the stack of notes to the court. She is asked, is that the standard to take money from someone? Binda answers, the warrant had cash in it, so we keep that. To clarify, she asked, you took the $9,000 because it could be evidence of a crime. Binda answers, yes. Her evidence is now complete. Don Richard, a former member of girl group Danity Kane and trio Dirty Money, is now giving testimony. Danity Kane is the girl group Combs put together on the MTV reality competition Making the Band, while Dirty Money was made up of Richard, singer Kalina Harper, and Combs. Richard sued Combs last year, alleging that he groped, assaulted, and imprisoned her and threatened her life when she tried to intervene in Cassie's defense. She tells the court of various times she said she observed Combs attacking Cassie, including a time he hit her over the head with a skillet of eggs in 2009. What? She says on that occasion, when Combs attempted to kick Cassie, she fell to the ground and went into the fetal position, literally trying to hide her head. She says Combs went on kicking and punching her before he put his arm around her neck and dragged her upstairs to the first floor. She goes on, "Then I heard glass breaking. I was scared for her. I was scared to do anything." She says she didn't intervene or call the police, adding, "I had never seen anything like that before, and I was scared for myself. He was punching his girlfriend." The jury has been sent home for the weekend with the judge thanking them for their service. He told them, "We know how hard it is for you, your families, for everyone. You are the bedrock for democracy." Now, court will resume on Monday, and we will have a video out for you Monday evening for, day 6 of this? Oh my gosh, I can't even imagine all the stuff coming out over this trial. It's going to be, this is already day 5. I can't imagine how the rest of this is going to go. But before we go, both Cassie and her husband, Alex Fine, released statements via their lawyer after she got done testifying. And I wanted to read them to you guys because I found them to be very powerful. All right, so Cassie's statement is this. "This week has been extremely challenging, but also remarkably empowering and healing for me. I hope that my testimony has given strength and a voice to other survivors and can help others who have suffered to speak up and also heal from the abuse and fear. For me, the more I heal, the more I can remember. And the more I can remember, the more I will never forget. I want to thank my family and my advocates for their unwavering support. And I'm grateful for all the kindness and encouragement that I have received. I'm glad to put this chapter of my life to rest. As I turn to focus on the conclusion of my pregnancy, I ask for privacy for me and for my growing family." That's so good. Next, we have Alex Fine's statement. And y'all, when I first read this, I teared up because it's so beautiful of what he has to say about his wife. Okay, so he goes on to say, "Over the past 5 days, the world has gotten to witness the strength and bravery of my wife, freeing herself of her past. There has been speculation online surrounding how it must feel for me to sit there and listen to my wife's testimony. I have felt so many things sitting up there. I have felt tremendous pride and overwhelming love for Cass. I have felt profound anger that she has been subjected to sitting in front of a person who tried to break her. So to him and all of those who helped him along the way, please know this. You did not. You did not break her spirit nor her smile that lights up every room. You did not break the soul of a mother who gives the best hugs and plays the silliest games with our little girls. You did not break the woman who has made me a better man. I did not save Cassie, as some have said. To say that is an insult to the years of painful work my wife has done to save herself. Cassie saved Cassie. She alone broke free from abuse, coercion, violence, and threats. She did the work of fighting the demons that only a demon himself could have done to her. All I have done is love her as she has loved me. Her life is now surrounded by love, laughter, and our family. This horrific chapter is forever put behind us, and we will not be making additional statements. We appreciate all of the love and support we have received, and we ask that you respect our privacy as we welcome our son into a world that is now safer because of his mom." Oh my gosh, you guys. Just beautiful and powerful. And I do hope that people leave them alone and give them privacy. And I hope they have a wonderful and happy life. And I hope she delivers a healthy baby boy very soon. Now, I know tonight was a long one. It was a lot. It was a lot, probably in more ways than I really expected it to be. I don't know. These topics are really hard for a lot of people to cover, to listen to based on their own personal experiences. And I just want to say, like, for all the victims that are coming up and speaking about this, it takes such bravery, and I commend all of them for doing so. And even for those that didn't step forward, who have done other things, it's okay that you weren't ready to tell your story. And I hope that someday you do, and that you are getting whatever you need to heal from all of this. Couch Potatoes, please leave some comments under this video letting me know what you think about all of this, because I am sure you have some opinions. We will be releasing these every night that court is in session, so if you've enjoyed our coverage, please hit the likes button, subscribe, and turn on that notification bell so you don't miss when any of our shows go live. You can also find all of our Diddy coverage in our USA versus Sean Diddy Combs playlist in case you need to get caught up, because I don't think you want to miss a day of this. I will see you, my little couch potatoes, bright and early Monday morning at 8:30 a.m. Eastern as we continue our live coverage of the Karen retrial on Couch Court with Llama. Thank you all for being here with me tonight. And until next time, go forth and be amazing. Bye, everyone. Thank you for being with us.